Good morning. How are you all today? Thank you all for visiting with us, and we're continuing our studies from the book of Joshua. And today we're in chapter 15. We will be looking at the tribe of Judah received their inheritance or their portion of the land. And this whole 15th chapter will be concerned with the territory that was given to the tribe of Judah. And we know that Jesus came out of the tribe of Judah, and the name Judah means praise and celebration. And so the land divided, and Judah receives their inheritance. Verse 1, this then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families, even to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Zin, southward was the uttermost part of the south coast, or the south border. And their south border was from the shore of the Salt Sea, from the bay that looketh or faces southward. And it went out to the south side to Mela Akrabim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up on the south side of Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched a compass, passed on to Karkeh. Now, there are a lot of names and a lot of places in these chapters, and it's not a lot to explain. In the verses explain themselves, but I'll just interject when the Lord leads me. So verse 4, from this, that is from Karkeh, it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of that coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast, or your south border. So it's going to be the four corners of that portion of land that they receive as their inheritance. Verse 5, and the east border was the Salt Sea, even unto the end of Jordan. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea, at the uttermost part of Jordan. Verse 6, and the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Arba, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. Now that's a landmark of their portion of land. Verse 7, and the border went up toward Deber from the valley of Achor, and so northward, looking toward Gilgad, or facing Gilgal, that is before the going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river. And the border passed toward the waters of En-Shemesh, and the going out thereof was at Unrigel. This is another landmark that follows in scripture, and it's identified as the fuller's field. A fuller is a laundry person to whiten clothes. Verse 8, and the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnon unto the south side of the Jebusite. The same is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnon westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Neptoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephraim. And the border was drawn to Baalah, which is Kirjath-jearim. Verse 10. And the border compassed or passed from Baalah westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along unto the side of the Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north side, and went down to Beth-shemesh, and passed on or compassed on to Timnah. Verse 11. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to Mount Baalah, and went unto Jabneel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. Verse 12. And the west border was to the great sea, which is always the Mediterranean Sea. The west border was to the great sea and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah, round about, according to their families, round about the four corners of their portion. Verse 13. And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arbor, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb received his inheritance in chapter 14, last study. And Caleb drove thence the three sons of Anak, Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak. Verse 15, and he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir before was Kirjath-sepher. Verse 16, and Caleb said, he that smiteth Kirjath-sepher and taketh it, to him will I give Achsah, my daughter, to wife. Verse 17, and Othniel, who is the first judge in the book of Judges, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him, Caleb gave Othniel Achsah, his daughter, to wife. Verse 18, and it came to pass as she came unto him that she moved him, that is Othniel, to ask of her father a field. And she lighted or jumped off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, what wouldest thou? Verse 19, who answered, Achsah answered, give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land. Give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And the utmost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom southward was Kabzeel and Eder and Jagur and Kenah and Demonah and Adadah and Kadesh and Hazor and Ithnan, Ziph and Talim and Beloth and Hazor, Hadadah and Kiriath and Hezron, which is Hazor, and Anam and Shema and Melodah and Hazar-Gadon and Heshmon and Beth-Phalet and Hazar-Shul and Beersheba and Bishjatha, Baalah and Iam and Azam and Eltadad and Chisel and Hormah. Verse 31. and Ziklag, and Madmannah, and Sansannah, and Lebaoth, and Shilham, and En, and Ribbon. All the cities are 20 and 9 with their villages. And it's really wonderful to see how the Lord, even though they have gained this land, he takes time to name these places one by one. Verse 33, and in the valley, Eshtal and Zeriah and Ashna and Sanoah, verse 34, and in Ganim and Taphu and Enam, verse 35, Jermoth and Adullam, Soko and Azekah, verse 36, and Sharam and Adatham and Jedarah and Jedarotham, 14 cities with their villages. Zenan and Hadashah and Migdal-Gad, verse 38, and Delan and Mizpah and Joktheel, 39, Lachish and Boscath and Eglon, verse 40, and Caban and Lamam and Kishlish, 41, and Gederoth, Beth-Dagon and Naamah and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah and Ether and Ashan and Jephthah and Ashna and Nezeb, 44, and Keilah and Akzib and Marishah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Verse 47, Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her town and her villages, unto the river of Egypt and the great sea and the border thereof. And in the mountains, Shamar and Jatir and Soko, 49, and Dana and Kirjath-Sana, which is Deber, and Anab and Eshtamoa and Anim, verse 51, and Goshen and Holan and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Aram and Duma and Anshian, verse 53, and Janum and Beth-Topha and Aphekah, verse 54, and Hutai and Kirjath Arbor, which is Hebron, and Ziar, 9 cities with their villages. 55, Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Judah, and Jezreel, and Jokdim, and Zanoah. Verse 57, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhol, Bethsur, and Gedar, 59, and Merath, and Beth-Anath, and El-Takan, 6 cities with their villages. Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Arbor, and Midian, and Sekekah, 62. In Nimsham, and the city of Salt, and En-Gedi, 6 cities with their villages. 63. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. And gaining this land as an inheritance, they still have to conquer enemies in the land. And I'm thinking about every tribe, those that should have been driven out, they're allowed to stay in. So this is where the Bible is teaching us that He will fight our battles for us, but we must surrender and yield ourselves to him. So with Caleb and the tribe of Judah having received their portion of the land, next week we will see other tribes receive their land as we go through the book of Joshua. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here, and you all have a great week and a great day and a great week. Bye.